Hey everybody, you're on Warts and All Models. I'm Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. Except yesterday, we do a live stream, um, and yesterday we almost didn't build it. And the reason for that comes down to one single word: patience. Um, I rushed the construction of the fuselage, and the reason I did that is because on a live stream I wanted to make sure things are happening. And in the bigger reality, it didn't happen. Um, Now, the premise of warts and all models was always that sometimes our constructions go a bit like this.
Yeah, that's one fine looking barbecue pit. Why doesn't mine look like that?
Now, the point being that that's pretty much what happened. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the first part, and then I'll introduce the second part of when things were fixed. And we did fix it. It came up quite nicely in the end. Bam, nice and easy. Well, alrighty. So here we go. Here is the outcome of rushing things. Yeah, that's all pretty sound actually. Give it a while longer. Look, when it comes to, if you've been watching my live stream thus far, when you see me being a yutz and dropping stuff, I'm just impatient. That's my bloody problem. Um, but we'll let those two bits settle there for a bit now. Alright, let's do this. Cover me, kids. I'm going in. Alright, there we go. Put the lid on. Look, I'm going to let that settle for a moment. At the moment, I'm starting to test my impatience. That's never a good thing, kids. Breathe. Didn't actually specify as to whether it goes under, but there's things that are supposed to go, but it doesn't actually tell you. I'll let that settle for a while, and I'm going to go back to it because you can manipulate it a bit if you need. But I'm less than delighted with how that floor's gone in. And I'm pretty much going to hold that until it stops wiggling around. Yeah, you can argue, you're sure you're not the one making it wriggle around? I'll be the judge of that. But I need it to settle. And it's not going to settle nicely, but there we go. That's looking better. Now what I might do I feel bold enough to consider that thus down like that? And it would go like that. And that's not too bad. There are a couple of bits up here that still need to be sanded down there. But if you hold that there, once you've got it more sanded down, that should be fine. Now it's getting very frustrating. If that comes out, well, it should be locked in like that anyway. Alright. You want to go all the way down, you're saying, and wherever there's going to be a significant join, pretty much. All of this. Now you don't need to be in a hurry because you should leave it for a few seconds anyway, so that the plastic starts to melt. We got it to go on okay last time, then it just comes down to holding it. So let's do this. Listen close. That onto there. That into there. Go on. Don't dick me around now. There we go. The front part's come and drift a little. I'm not happy about that. That is slightly crooked, which is not helping the cause, I can assure you. So I'm wondering, I should be further back. I broke something. Yeah, I did. It's okay. It's an easy fix. I think it'll be an easy fix. So the cockpit floor is not straight. It's the problem we're going to have here, because I think worse that making where it is at the moment, making the way as a wing. Not helping the cause. And now that's coming out. Shit. Shit. Really? Not what I need. None of this is what I need. Okay, this is getting to a disastrous point. It was going so well. Okay. You, back there. You. In there. Pull you down and around. You get where you're meant to be, damn it. I'll have to redo this. Shit! Oh! You can imagine my joy, can't you, kids? Now, the fixing that up was done over 2 sessions. I actually did do live streams of them. But that's not really relevant to YouTube, I guess. But yeah, it took time. And it was very much a case of 1 step, 2 steps. And it was pretty easy once I let things set properly. So yeah, and here is the second outcome. Now, the problem I was having was that this was moving, that was moving, that was moving. Yeah, they'll do that if you don't let them dry properly. Now, with those in, we can happily see. Now, the problem we've got is we've got a bit of chewed plastic here from the where the glue was applied. That can be easily fixed. Will be easily fixed, but the thing I've noticed there that's made me happier is that, as we can see, that will go together really easily. Now the problem we have is the floor, and if you look here and here, you need to, there's an odd angle that need to be at, but we will attend to this in due course, peeps. But first, just to sand down our rough edges to make them a bit nicer for us to work with. Give that a bit of sand. There we go. It'll all be okay, people. Tighten these up a little. Now the bit I mostly want to illustrate here is just getting that back on, or the fuselage together. Because, so far as I can tell, this was a part that was giving me a bit of jip. I'm going to need to put that in like that and just hold it there for a bit. It's not going to be real hard. What is my problem? And then what I'll do is I'll want to make sure I'm not at a, yeah. See, I'm overthinking it. So I just go like that and that and make sure it's nice and snug like that. And then just hold it. Let it go, and then once it's there, let it sit for a while. That's all I'm going to have to do. Probably the paint that I have there isn't helping either, but I'll leave that discussion there. Now, put the lid on. Now, and another those. There we go. Right there. I reckon. Yep. We're just going to let that sit there. That looks much nicer. Almost. I'll let that sit for a little while. But even now, I should be able to just go bang. Look at that. What was my problem, eh? What was my problem? Okay, out there listening to my rather poor rendition of early hard rock. They do know the answer to that question. Was that Steppenwolf? Do feel free to let me know the answer. The power of curiosity compels me. What can I tell you? So that. And we keep going around. Yeah. Come around here. I mentioned I'm a wee bit nervous. I've had a few hassles from probably being something of a drama queen. But hey, nerves are kind of to be expected now, aren't they? Let's do this. Okay, I should probably not be in too much of a hurry. Beautiful. Ha ha! Success, peeps. Maybe hold that a little that much nicer. I'm getting a little. That's my doing, not the kit. Could be a little more precise with this. That's it. I mean, again, once I've got it to a certain point, I can make micro adjustments. But you really shouldn't have to on a fuselage. I mean, seriously now. much happier. And just hold that there, so come together from the inside. The reason I'm viewing it from that side is because I'll be able to see the light through it. In fact, at this juncture, hold, gotcha. Yeah, that's the ticket. Now, I don't know how long if I hold it like this, that will be a variable thing, but it's looking pretty sound. I'm getting a bit of an issue here. Everything else seems to come together very nicely. All things considered. It's a bit rough because of my initial error. That's pretty easy to fix. It's starting to come together pretty well though. Much. If you look really closely, you can actually see there's a hole. That's what I've got to go for. That's easy. Pair of tweezers will fix that. There we go. A little bit longer. And I'll let it dry fully before I decide, before I put this in. All it really was not paying enough attention to detail and rushing things because of the stream, and I think I need to be aware not to rush things. I'd be better served that way. Guys, if you look closely, I should bring in a bit for that. Down the seam, you can see where I've had to glue it twice, and it's a little bit messy, but we're hopefully going to get rid of all of that. That yuckiness there, it'll all be okay. We've got a fairly good fit through most of it. We just need to get rid of the evidence. So all you got to do is, it's pretty big here. I need this more bar. Make it nice and wet. And all I'm going to do, I'm going to try not to be too rough, is try and even those things out as best I can. And you'll do that by, you'll find it's obviously can't convey what you would feel as you do it, but what you would do is you're trying to feel for a nice smooth edge. And you can see how we've got the sides there, but what we're trying to get rid of is this line down here. We want to hide that as much as possible. We're probably not going to get completely rid of the mark. I suddenly had a flash of the mark with reference to the devil. But it's a different sort of mark. What we want to hide is that seam. And as I do this, hopefully you can notice how, I'll give you a closer look in a minute. That line there is hugely diminished. And what we will do, but you can hardly even see that line now. That's exactly what we want, because that's an undercoat and then 2 coats of paint to go on it. Bottom line, that'll hide. That's how I get rid of seams. Everyone